A federal judge has just ordered that Hillary Clinton must testify over her email scandal, adding that up until now, with each passing round of discovery, the court has been left with more questions than answers. New update that a judge has just ordered Hillary Clinton to appear for a deposition as part of a Judicial Watch lawsuit. Judicial Watch adding that the court has also ordered the deposition of Clinton's former chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, and 2 other State Department officials. Daily Caller article from today opens saying a federal judge on Monday ordered Hillary Clinton to appear for a deposition as part of a lawsuit filed by the watchdog group Judicial Watch, saying in a ruling that the former Secretary of State's written responses so far in the case have, quote, left many more questions than answers about her decision to use a private email system while in office. Meanwhile, a press release from Judicial Watch adds that the court granted Judicial Watch's request to subpoena Google for relevant documents and records associated with Clinton's emails during her tenure at the State Department. This ruling comes from Judicial Watch's ongoing lawsuit over the Clinton Benghazi scandal, where Judicial Watch famously uncovered in 2014 that the talking points that provided the basis for Susan Rice's false statements were created by the Obama White House. This Freedom of Information Act lawsuit led directly to the disclosure of the Clinton email system in 2015. Judge Lamberth said in court filings that written answers provided by Clinton to questions from Judicial Watch were, quote, incomplete, unhelpful, or cursory at best. This lawsuit's been going on for a while. Back in December of 2018, Judge Lamberth first ordered discovery into whether Secretary Clinton's use of a private email server was intended to stymie FOIA, whether the State Department's intent to settle this case in late 2014 and early 2015 amounted to bad faith, and whether the State Department has adequately searched for records responsive to Judicial Watch's request. The court also authorized discovery into whether the Benghazi controversy motivated the cover-up of Clinton's emails. The court ruled that the Clinton email system was, quote, one of the gravest modern offenses to government transparency. The State and Justice Departments continued to defend Clinton's and the agency's email conduct. Judge Lamberth today overruled Clinton's and the State and Justice Department's objections to limited additional discovery by first noting, discovery up until this point has brought to light a noteworthy amount of relevant information, but Judicial Watch requests an additional round of discovery, and understandably so. With each passing round of discovery, the court is left with more questions than answers. Additionally, the judge said that he's troubled by the fact that both the State Department and Department of Justice want to close discovery in this case. There is still more to learn, even though many important questions remain unanswered. The Justice Department inexplicably still takes the position that the court should close discovery and rule on dispositive motions. The court is especially troubled by this, to argue that the court now has enough information to determine whether State conducted an adequate search is preposterous, especially when considering State's deficient representations regarding the existence of additional Clinton emails. Instead, the court will authorize a new round of discovery. With respect to Clinton, the court found that her prior testimony, mostly through written sworn answers, was not sufficient. The court has considered the numerous times in which Secretary Clinton said she could not recall or remember certain details in her prior interrogatory answers. In a deposition, it is more likely that the plaintiff's counsel could use documents and other testimony to attempt to refresh her recollection. and so to avoid the unsatisfying and inefficient outcome of multiple rounds of fruitless interrogatories and move this almost 6-year case closer to its conclusion. Judicial Watch will be permitted to clarify and further explore Secretary Clinton's answers in person and immediately after she gives them. The court agrees with Judicial Watch. It is time to hear directly from Secretary Clinton. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton stated, quote, "Judicial Watch uncovered the Clinton email scandal and were pleased that the court authorized us to depose Mrs. Clinton directly on her email conduct and how it impacted the people's right to know under FOIA." CNBC article adds another quote from Judge Lamberth. He says, "As extensive as the existing record is, it does not sufficiently explain Secretary Clinton's state of mind when she decided it would be an acceptable practice to set up and use a private server to conduct State Department business." Lamberth's order on Monday limits the questioning of Clinton to, quote, "her reasons for using a private server and her understanding of states' records management obligations." They add that no date has yet been scheduled for Clinton's deposition. Clinton's lawyer, David Kendall, declined to comment. Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, said in another interview, quote, "We're pleased to finally be able to depose her directly on this." Fitton said his testimony from others has revealed that Clinton was cautioned half a dozen times about these issues related to her use of a private email server while leading the State Department from 2009 to early 2013. The Justice Department, which is representing the State Department in the case, had no immediate comment. Monday's order by Judge Lamberth points out in a footnote that Judicial Watch recently told the judge about a newly obtained Clinton email that the group said strongly suggests that Clinton and her then Deputy Chief of Staff, Huma Abedin, quote, "conducted State Department business via text messaging as well." Judge Lamberth wrote that the State Department has not provided any information about whether such text messages were searched pursuant to FOIA. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton says, quote, "We don't have any Hillary Clinton text messages." So this could be an important update, as Judicial Watch has already played a big role in uncovering the Clinton email scandal and obtaining other important documents like information on the Podesta Group. Mentioned in a previous video how back in 2018, Judicial Watch obtained emails from Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager John Podesta lobbying for the Podesta Group in 2013. People watching likely remember that the Podesta Group was essentially forced to shut down back in 2017 amid scandal. Tony Podesta left the firm in October of that year. John Podesta, meanwhile, having worked for the administrations of Bill Clinton, Obama, and for Hillary Clinton, says that he left the firm all the way back in 1993. Meanwhile, those 2013 emails obtained by Judicial Watch in this separate case, just more evidence of John Podesta lying about his work with the firm, still lobbying for the group 20 years after he says he left. Other big Judicial Watch lawsuits have already helped uncover and clean up millions of extra registrants on voting rolls in various states. Just a couple examples of the results this watchdog group has gotten so far, so it will be interesting to see where this case goes. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this latest update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, click the like button, that's greatly appreciated, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Also, down in the video description are links to my Patreon or PayPal accounts where you can support this channel directly, patreon.com/realityreader or paypal.me/realityreader. Also, continuing to make updates over at realityreader.com, my website, which is another backup There's so much censorship we all know here on YouTube. Just in case something happens here, you might want to bookmark that website as well. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.